The New York Times put out its list of the 100 greatest films of the 21st century, but we're not going to watch 100, we're going to watch the top 30. So join us on this journey as we watch 30 films in 30 days. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Cinematic Trinity, in our series where we're watching 30 films in 30 days. And this time we're talking about Zodiac, the sort of true crime drama starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr. and Mark Ruffalo, which follows the kind of story of the Zodiac killer and has the perspective of the police and this newspaper journalists as they try to uncover what's going on. Yep. What did the New York Times have to say about this one?
The New York Times says it functions as an examination of obsession and that you feel satisfied by the time the credits roll, even though the Zodiac's identity remains a mystery. It speaks to David Fincher's obsessive attention to detail and technique. And then Barry Jenkins, director, is somebody that voted for this, who said that you can sometimes describe David Fincher's work as being cold or austere, but I find Zodiac incredibly warm and personal. It's the shortest 3 hours in the world.
Oh, it's not even 3 hours, it's 2 hours.
2 hours 45.
Yeah.
But
even that, it's 2.5 hours, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah. It felt like an eternity.
Okay.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
Is that what you mean, where it says satisfied when the credits roll because the film was over? Is that what the thing is? Now, I have a bit of a theory on this film, why it's in this list. I don't know why it's quite this high, but I think for me, David Fincher's obviously quite well-known director. I think this film is in this list because Seven couldn't be, because that is like David Fincher. Like, that's a really good film, actually. That's a crime drama, like fictional, but really good. And it's like, you know, you see the police and it's all the different murders. It's all like really, really well told, very, very good film. I think because that was in the 90s and this is obviously a 2000s movie, hence 21st century.
Right.
That's why it's kind of like, oh, we need a David Fincher film in here. Like, you know, that's my theory.
I mean,
because it's definitely not better than Seven.
That's silly because that's if that is the way, which I'm sure it won't. I don't think that is the way, because my theory is that, which is what I talked about on my TikTok. I said that when this film came out, documentaries weren't really as much as a thing as they are now. They weren't like a cultural phenomenon essentially that they are now. So the only way to tell a story like this, apart from living through it and apart from watching the news, the only way to tell the story and get the word out there essentially is through the medium of film. So when this came out, it probably was like, wow, I didn't know that happened, or oh my god, isn't that shocking, and oh, I can't believe this, and I can't believe I had no idea that this was happening, you know. So you're invested in it because you want to know what happens, whereas I knew about the Zodiac killer. I've watched many a crime documentary, and this just wasn't as interesting as in a documentary format. You know, like, it's not an interesting enough story.
I think
I mean, it is, but it just
it's definitely
hit.
It's better suited for documentary. Like I didn't know anything about the Zodiac killer other than like the name, like it rung a bell. So like, yeah, you kind of like a documentary, even if it was like a 3-part hour documentary, you know, like longer than this film, I feel like that would still be satisfying, you know. Whereas like the film jumps around in time quite a lot. Like even in the first half an hour, it goes from like being a few days to weeks to years. It does that very easily, and you kind of lose track a bit. Like,
yeah, you do.
Apart from like some visual changes to like the characters getting older, it's like doesn't feel like
it's not noticeable enough.
Yeah.
I also feel like it's trying to get you to care about characters that you just really do not need to care about, like particularly Jake Gyllenhaal's character. I don't care, you know, like he becomes relevant later, you know, or if it was a documentary and he was doing his talking head segments, then yeah, maybe I'd end up caring about him just because I found him interesting or something. But, you know, in the nature of this story, like, I don't care. Like, I just want to know what the murderer's done.
Yeah,
you know, like, I just want to know what his crimes are.
Definitely like his POV, like he's in the film before, like, you know, but like when it gets to the halfway point, he takes over, and it's like his like investigation, and it just didn't really grip me. That's when it was kind of like, oh, a lot's really happening here, you know. And
Yeah.
I get like there's a kind of overall thing that the Zodiac killer case is kind of a cold case in a way that it wasn't
Hmm.
like there's no satisfying conclusion to the Zodiac case, hence the film kind of
Yeah.
like again, I didn't walk away from it being like, oh, I'm so satisfied now the credits are rolling. You know, like
Yeah.
didn't feel that way. I mean, performance wise, I think that everyone does a decent job. I said to you, no one else is going to get this unless you've watched the show. I said Mark Ruffalo sounds like Charlie from Smiling Friends, and Tulip's not
Mm.
watched it. I just played a clip, and I was like, do you see the
He's
comparison
he's
here?
essentially just got like an incredibly strange
It's
voice
like
in this. I don't,
nasally,
yeah, very
yeah,
nasally, very high. I don't really like care for Mark Ruffalo. You know, what have you seen him in where he's actually been really good?
yeah.
Somebody
Or
tell me a
I
film.
I've not watched like he's been in like Poor Things. He was in Now You See Me. I've not seen that. He's like the detective guy in Now You See
I
Me.
mean, by the standard of those films, I've got a
You
soft
like
spot
him?
for
I
them
say
because
yeah.
I like Jesse Eisenberg. That's why
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
them,
yeah.
and it's kind of like a joke
Mm-hmm.
thing. But I don't really care. And like,
Yeah,
yeah, being the Hulk in the Marvel films,
that's the
like
only.
it's
Yeah, it's
not
not.
really the performance of his life. I mean, it's
No.
good and it's fine. It's not before. I've heard that
Yeah,
he's good in Poor Things,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I've not seen it. So
yeah. So
yeah,
no, no. I
back on the
mean,
shelf.
but yeah, I mean, it's very serviceable stuff. Robert Downey Jr. is interesting because he's kind of. It's almost like he's Tony Stark, but just working at a newspaper. Just that sarky attitude he
Well,
has. But
yeah, yeah,
that
it's
might
that.
just be Robert Downey
I
Jr.
think
You know.
that's just him playing himself because also, you know, he plays an alcoholic and whatever. So, you know, he
Yeah,
can
yeah.
probably channel that, you know, very well. So it does feel
But
like he's just playing himself. Again,
obviously, when the film came out, it was very like this was before they had their Marvel stuff because like literally
yeah,
all the
yeah.
three main characters were in Marvel. Because Street
Yeah,
Gyllenhaal
that
was
is funny.
Mysterio, wasn't he, in
Yeah,
Spider Man?
yeah,
So
that's funny actually.
I
Yeah.
think I really want to give the film some props because I don't want to just completely slag it off. But I feel like the look of the film is decent. I feel like
Yeah.
time period wise, like you know, it did help ground you in like the 1960s and like 70s. I think that worked for me,
Yeah, yeah.
like visually and like that's it. There's a few shots of it where it like looks a bit miserable and like foggy. It's like very good atmosphere. I like how probably leaning into the whole cold case, who was the Zodiac killer thing, that each time they do like a Zodiac murder, it's a different actor playing the Zodiac killer.
Is it?
It's not the same person to like kind of throw you off because I was thinking, oh, it's the classic, isn't
Did
it?
you Google that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The cast
Oh,
list
right,
it
that's
has like
cool.
Zodiac 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it has all that. So I thought that was interesting because you
Yeah.
kind of think like it's if you're watching like a murder mystery thing on TV, isn't it? It's like oh, if it's this person of this body type and like similar face, that's who the killer is. So I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
constantly looking out to be like, right, there's going to be a character who looks like this type,
Yeah. No,
but it never
that's
happened.
good.
Never
That's
happened.
good. I mean, that's great. Now you've told me about it,
Yeah.
but I didn't get that.
I thought I noticed it in the film because he sounded different. Like again, even when it was them interviewing suspects, I was like, oh, he doesn't sound like the guy who was there before. But then neither did the other Zodiac killer. It's like you know, it's very
Mm,
it throws you off a bit. I guess obviously in the
didn't
way
throw
that the
me off.
actual all right in the way that the actual like you know case did probably threw the
Yeah,
police off.
yeah.
So I'd give it that. But yeah, on the whole, it just didn't feel very
Yeah,
satisfying.
it felt, oh
You're
god,
yawning just
sorry.
talking about it
Oh,
now.
Jesus. It felt long. It felt very talky, but not saying anything, kind of talking. You know, it wasn't like a brilliant script. You know, they're
Mm.
talking and they're going back and forth and they're learning, you know, whatever. And yeah, it just felt like it was probably the most disappointed I've been watching these films because I really wanted to like it because I normally love stuff like that. I love a crime drama and all blah blah
It's got to
blah,
be
you
one
know.
of the only like because we've done Anatomy before. But it must be like one of the only like police dramas on this list. You know, where they're actually
Don't
like
know.
trying to catch a killer, sort of thing.
Yeah, I've no idea. I
I
don't
think from
know.
like trying to memorize the
Can't
list,
remember the
but
rest of the list.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like putting it this high. You know,
I
feels weird.
really, that is the biggest thing. It's like the film would be fine, it'd be okay. But the fact that it's so high on this list, it's like, it's really nothing special. Like, it is, I
Mm.
mean, it's fine. And if you like films if you like a crime thriller, true crime kind of thing, then you might like it, you might get some enjoyment out of it. But if you've seen a documentary, then you're not going to learn anything new. So I just really don't understand
It
why
definitely.
it's so high up this list. It just doesn't make any sense at all. There's nothing
So,
that's like so stand out about it. It's like
yeah,
I can see because yeah, it's got this, it's got a brilliant script, it's got an amazing performance from such and such. it's not got any one singular thing that makes it like elevates it above other films.
I've just done a quick Google here because no, I mentioned about the whole David Fincher thing. Maybe it's something to do with David Fincher as a director. That's why they're. You know what else came out in the 2000s that David Fincher made that's better than this film?
What?
Panic Room.
Oh, did he do Panic Room?
Yeah, he did.
I love Panic Room with Jodie Foster and Kristen Stewart. Yeah, I love Panic Room. Yeah. I'd rather sit and watch Panic Room than Zodiac.
I was just thinking, I wonder if that's another thing where maybe it was the 90s and so didn't quite qualify for the 21st century. So I think the answer to that then, is it one of the best films 21st century? No.
No, definitely not.
And
no.
What do you think you'd score it?
6.
I went for a 6 as well. It's that thing where you want to be generous, don't you? Because it's like, I don't want to give it a 5.
I could rate it lower, but I know that it's like, it's got all the ingredients, but it just doesn't like. It's like I've baked a cake rather than like an actual like baker has baked a cake. I've got the same ingredients, but it still doesn't like look and taste as nice as when somebody who's doing it all the time.
I think for me, it's almost like I watched that first half and I was like, oh, you know, this is like a 6 out of 10 now, and then it like never rose above that. Like it almost like derailed itself, and I was kind of like, oh, you're just going to stay at a 6 then.
A lot of the other films have kind of got better as they've been going on, and then by the end you're kind of like, oh, okay, you know, I can forgive it for the first half an hour being a bit boring, but this just.
So I think this might be the lowest I think I've rated a film yet, because I don't know if even Lost in Translation was this. Or it might have been.
This is the one that I've been most disappointed by.
Yeah, not for me. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I mean, it's just your classic police drama, so I don't know what I was wanting for it to be.
It's not because it can be more interesting.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah,
there's better stuff out there if you want to watch anything about true crime.
Well, and as I'm sure we'll go through this list, there'll be better films than this to come.
Exactly.
Very much looking forward to whatever our next one is. I hope you guys are as well. Do continue to join us on this journey as we count down to that #1 film. But in the meantime, guys, let us know your thoughts on Zodiac, and we'll see you in the next episode.